Howdy, folks. Welcome to Mower Mike's shop. Today we're going to talk about lawnmower blades. I know it is very exciting. We're going to go to school today, folks, because I got a table full of lawnmower blades. And we're going to talk about the various types, when you would use certain types, and some of the technology that goes into all these different mower blades. I've been doing a lot of research on these the last few days, and it has been blowing my mind about the science behind mower blades. Yeah, I always thought, just keep them sharp and you're good to go. But no, 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 no. The actual lift is more important than the blade. So the lift is going to be the curve of the blade, which creates suction. So we're going to talk today a lot about lift. Now, you're thinking like, why do I care? I need something sharp. Well, just think about this. Picture your lawnmower as a giant sucking vortex, like the new vacuum, whatever they call it, the globe vacuum thing, just sucking it up because it's got to shoot the grass straight up. Now, I know some of my redneck viewers are just struggling with this scientific concept. So, I bought myself a prop. So, all right, so your mower blade's coming along and your grass is dead. Wait for it. Here it comes. There she goes as we go chop, 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 chop. Come on, come on. Woo! So you go boom, boom. We're knocking down the grass, right? So what your mower blade is going to do, it's going to suck that grass up. And the steeper the angle on it, for example, this one's got a real big angle, the sharper, the more suction it's going to create because of the fan is going to make it go further straight up. And when you get one without much of an angle, it's going to create less of a suction, and your and your grass is going to be all limp like this. So, all right, thanks for entertaining me. Let's go ahead and zero in on the lawnmower blades, and we're going to get serious now and do some serious learning. All right, folks, we got quite a line of lawnmower blades. The first thing you're going to notice is that these are all rusty used blades that came out of my backyard. Everybody else on YouTube doing these types of videos, they're all blade salesmen in some sort of fancy shop. So I'm sure I'm going to say a couple of wrong things, but I think we'll get the gist of it. All right, so when we go down the line, we're going to talk about lift first, of course. Now, your typical lawnmower, this one's fairly typical. It's got mid-lift in it. So you can see the lift right there. The lift, as it spins, that's what's going to create that fan action and the suction. So, this thing's spinning 1,000 miles an hour or whatever it is. And it creates that lift to shoot that grass up, as we saw on my wobbly man. And the more lift you have, the more suction and the straighter the grass is going to be shooting up. Now, as you go from a mid-grade lift to, let's say, this one, this is a crazy lift. Look at that sucker. Now, this here is a mulching blade. Now, on a mulching blade, you're going to want the maximum amount of lift you can get. Now, the good things about that is that you're going to create smaller pieces of grass, but the bad things about it is when you have a whole lot of lift, especially on any type of wet grass, it's going to start clumping up on you. And especially when you go to the extreme of a mulching blade like this, you've actually got to get the mulching kit, which comes with a block off kit on your riding lawnmower. And as soon as you put that block off kit on there, I tell you what, if you have any moisture or you got a low power riding lawnmower, it really clogs it down. So when I am riding a lawnmower, I want a low lift and an open chute out the side. That way it does not slow me down at all. All right, so you saw that. This one's fairly aggressive lift. This one here is the other extreme. You can see this is kind of a mower blade I would prefer. Look at that. Very, very small lift, sharp blade. So when this one spins, it's just going to cut it minimal amount of times and shoot it out the side. Now, it won't be probably as pretty of a cut as these high lifters, but she gets her done. All right, next one here. Now, this is kind of a mid-grade here. You see, it's got a fairly decent lift, but it's also got itself an airfoil is what we call that. So when it's spinning, the more lift, the more it's going to slow it down, the more it's going to clog. So what they do on some of these blades, they put a V-notch in there, and that allows it to spin a little faster, take a little of the air pressure off, and have it spin. Because you got to realize these suckers are spinning at thousands of miles per hour. I did not verify that, but that's my guess. What have we got here? This is gnarly. Now, these guys here have several different names. They call them gator blades, they call them thrasher blades. You know, if we're looking at a huge wheat thrasher thing, it's probably got a blade like this on the back. But what these are good for is in the spring and when you're rowing stuff that's really, really rough. For example, my first mow, I'm going to put these on because I have these thrashers on the end. What these do, these allow you to cut up things into smaller pieces, and it's really good for leaves. I've got some huge oak trees, and I just like to plow through them, especially on that first mow. So this is a good one for the fall, just to knock her down and have a real low lift blade. All right, let's move on to this one here. Now, what are we looking at? This one here is a mulching blade. And the first thing you're going to notice, this one's quite a bit smaller. It's quite a bit skinnier. It's probably about a third of the weight. And why is that? Because this is off a push mower. Your push mower blades are going to be much skinnier, much lighter. They ding quite a bit easier. A lot of them are going to be mulchers like this. But you can just see just a much smaller blade. All right, let's get to the Big Daddy. What is this damn thing down here? I'll tell you what, this thing weighs about 20 pounds. What this is off a box blade that spins on a PTO off the back end of a tractor. You can see right there, these suckers have virtually no lift. The point of a blade this thick and heavy running on a tractor is just a bam, bam, and it just wants to whack down anything it comes across. Small trees, rabbits, rocks, and it's a very thick, heavy blade, low lift, because you're really just trying to knock things down. So, all right, something else I want to talk about is the middle. Now, when you go buying blades, they don't all fit. I'll tell you what, the Troy-Bilts have different blades than the John Deeres and the Husqvarnas, and the key to them is the center part here. You can see that star. Now, most of your John Deeres, they're going to have so many star points, I think like 6 or 5. In this here, you can see this is a spindle. So that blade is going to slide on there, and that little star right there is going to match down with that. And so then it spins off the belt, and it spins that. But you've got to get the right pattern. You can see some of these blades, let's see, like these guys here, they don't have a star in there. And what these go to, this one actually goes to a Gravely, a more higher end lawnmower. And a lot of the higher end lawnmowers don't have those little stars on there. And you've got to really crank them blades on because it's just a squish factor. For example, this is a higher end John Deere right here. You can see it has nothing on there. So it takes a lot of torque to do that. So, all right, that is the quickest lesson in blades on the internet. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you appreciated my little grass guy here. Maybe he'll pop out sometime in the future. If anybody has any names for him, let me know. I think he's kind of a limp noodle, I think is what we'll call him for now. With that, more mics out. We're going to do a service video next week and talk about servicing your lawnmower for the spring. I'm getting excited. Look at that. Old Limpy, Limp, he's pretty excited himself. More mic out.